What's going on, you guys? This is All1 on the PS4, and I'm going to be giving you guys another Recon Breakpoint video. And with this video I'm going to be giving you is going to be the top 10 most frequently asked questions. And well, first of all, I actually used to do these type of videos back on other games like Terra and Skyforge and Marvel Heroes Omega, just a bunch of different games. I think this type of video helps out a lot of people or a lot of different players, from new players to players who are just now got the game. Like, I mean, not necessarily, yeah, so players who just got the game and players who are thinking about getting the game. For those of you that have played it for many hours and already know all this doesn't really apply to you. But anyways, these questions I've actually pulled off from different YouTube comments, or comments from different YouTube videos, streams from my stream, and streams from other people's streams, like on Twitch and whatnot, Facebook communities, etc., etc. So these are just the top 10 most common, most frequently asked questions. So for the first question on the list is this better than the Division 2 or Wildlands and Wildlands? So my answer to this is this game is very different from Division 2. First of all, it's the gameplay, like guns and third person shooter, is the same, just like Wildlands, but gameplay wise it isn't, because of the fact that Division 2 is heavy on the RPG aspect of the game. It's an RPG looter shooter, whereas Breakpoint, yes, it does have looter in this game, but it's more so a shooter than it is looter. You don't even have to necessarily worry about looting weapon gear. The looting aspect of Breakpoint is addicting. It's an addiction that many of us have for some reason, and it's satisfying when you find something that's that's looks cool, that because it's a gold item or whatever, you're gonna want to pick it up. But if you really just strip all that away, if you strip away the colors of the gear and the gear score, take all that away, it's still a basic shooter, because of the fact that there's no differences between a high gear score player and a low gear score player, because of the fact that you're able to one-shot an enemy regardless of what level they are, and you will still die just as quick as if you were level 1. If you're playing on extreme difficulty, I mean, if you're playing on extreme, it'll take an enemy to shoot you like 3 times and you're dead, 3 or 4 times. Same thing if you're a low level. Now, I've never really played Wildlands too much. I played it for a little bit. I haven't put too many hours into it, but what I can say is that Wildlands is definitely more similar to Breakpoint than Breakpoint is to Division 2, just because of the fact that Breakpoint is not an RPG. Division 2 is. So let's just take that whole thing and just throw it away, because Division 2 is not in the same category. It is a shooter. Don't get me wrong, it is a shooter, and it is quote unquote a Tom Clancy game created by Ubisoft and all that, but it is not the same. They're not in the same genre. So question number 2 is it true that this game is pay to win? I've seen this all around. So many different reviews I've seen. A lot of people are posting that this game is pay to win because it has microtransactions. You can purchase all the weapons, you can purchase all the attachments, and apparently you can purchase skill points. But when you're seeing me look through the microtransaction store, there is no way you can purchase skill points. There's absolutely zero possibilities in purchasing it. But you know what? If you could, all I'll tell you is it's a waste of time, because this game is not pay to win. Because first of all, what are you trying to win? You're not winning anything. You go to Ghost Wars, it neutralizes everything. Everything is normalized. So your stats, everything is normalized. Skills, all your skill points, you can earn your skill points literally in like 2 seconds of the game. You just go and collect chests and you get skill points. You level up your XP level, you get skill points. You do challenges, you get skill points. Either way, you can't buy skill points anyways. Now, if you, I guess you could say it could be pay to progress if you wanted to pay over a couple $100 on obtaining every single blueprint in the game that you can literally just go and pick up. Then I guess, yeah, in a sense, it could be pay to win if you decide to pay, I want to say maybe $400 in total after you've already purchased the game. Um, so yeah, maybe. For me though, I don't really see anyone actually ever doing this. The only thing I can see people actually doing is purchasing cosmetics, which is fine. Now, people purchasing skill credits would be another type of weird. I don't want to say dumb, but they would be pretty dumb because you can earn skill credits super quick. You can earn 2,500 skill credits in like 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, instead of dropping $5 to get 4,000 skill credits or skill credits. 4,800 ghost coins. That's what 79. That's $80 for 32,000 skill credits. I don't think so. To me, yeah, I guess you could say it could be pay to win. It could be, but only the biggest idiots would pay all this type of money in order to get this without, because you're gonna get all this stuff just playing the game. Literally, you're gonna get all the attachments, all the blueprints, all the skill credits, all the materials, everything in the game. Literally just by playing the game. You don't even have to put that many hours. Just play the game for like 20 hours in total, and I will guarantee you will have the majority of the items that are already in the microtransaction store, except for cosmetics. So question number 3 is, does gear score matter? No, as I had kind of mentioned in the first question, gear score does not matter at all whatsoever because gear this game is not an RPG. I don't know why Ubisoft did put a gear score in this game, but I personally don't care. I like seeing it. It's just something that I'm used to seeing, so it never really bothered me. I've always seen some type of gear level from different games, such as like Defiance or games like Destiny, Division 1, Division 2. You know, all these different games I've played. You will see gear levels. So to me, it doesn't really matter, but I guess from a quote unquote shooter standpoint, it doesn't make any sense in this game because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It doesn't help you get any better in the game. It doesn't help you do more damage. It doesn't help you survive. It really doesn't do anything for you. It's just a number there. Now, I don't know if you're going to. Well, I know for a fact it says 150 gear score is required to enter the raid when the raid releases. So in a sense, the gear score is going to matter for that. But gear score doesn't matter experience-wise. It doesn't matter for any of that. So if you're worried about trying to reach max gear score because you think you're gonna put out the most damage, you're gonna have more survivability, it doesn't work like that. You can go against a 250 gear scored camp, ghost camp, and still clear it while you're under 100. It might seem intimidating, which is the point, but I'm telling you, gear score does not matter. You just shoot the enemy in the head, they're dead. Question number 4 is, can you play this game offline and have AI companions? So, developers had said, no, you cannot play this offline. No, there are no AI companions. Yes, there will be AI companions. Do I know when? I don't know when. I am kind of speculating that AI companions might be released when the raid is released, because if you don't have other people to play with for the raid, you will probably end up getting AI companions for that. But you know, don't hold me, you know, to that. I'm just speculating on that. But yeah, I do believe that, or not believe, I know for a fact that offline is not going to happen, or as of right now, it's not going to happen. Who knows? Maybe Ubisoft will end up reverting it back to where you can play offline, which would be really nice for those of us that may have internet issues or server connection issues, or are playing, but then all of a sudden Ubisoft has some type of maintenance going on, and you're just like, what the? I only have today to play, and I only have this couple hours to play. So having offline would be nice, but no, there unfortunately there isn't. And no, there is no AI companions at the moment. They will be adding this. Now, if you're worried about having some type of synchronizations, like sync shots and stuff, you have a sync shot drone that you could use. It's really easy to use. You just mark different enemies with the sync shot button, and then you press the trigger, and it shoots multiple different targets that you synced with. Um, I get that people like the AI banter, so I'm pretty sure that that's going to be really nice to have when they do end up releasing their AI companions. Question number 5 is, can I unlock all skills, and do I have to have a certain class to use certain skills and weapons? So no, or yes, you can unlock all the skills, and you will actually have way more skill points left over, which, back to that microtransaction question, this is going to be major, because if you did end up purchasing all those skill points, you know how much of an idiot you would feel once you realize you will have more than enough skill points in game to unlock all your skill points, or unlock all your passives and perks. Because right now I have 45 extra skill points remaining, and I haven't spent a single penny on this game other than the initial purchase and the 3-day early access, which is the $100 purchase, I guess. But aside from that, I haven't spent anything on the microtransaction store, and I wouldn't spend anything in the microtransaction store if they even had skill points in there. You will be able to unlock every single skill, every single class. Well, there's only 4 classes, and they only cost 1 skill point anyways to unlock. So yes, you'll be able to unlock every single skill in the game. And then, do I have to use a certain class to use certain skills and weapons? No, you do not. So you can play as a panther, which panthers are supposed to be the most sneaky and the most stealthy, sneaky class in the game. You can run an LMG if you want to run an LMG, and you can run literally anything you want. You can run any weapons, you can run any perks. Each class has their own specialty though. So the Panther benefits most from stealth. So if you can apply a little bit more stealth bonus, like example the Slim Shadow perk, that one is going to help you, it's going to push you to have plus 100 out of 100 in stealth. So no, you don't have to run certain perks, but the thing is, there are going to be perks that do help synergize with your class. For example, the assault class can benefit in the gorilla perk, the one where it benefits the shotguns, because the assault gets 20% more damage in shotgun and AR damage, and the gorilla perk allows you to get damage resistance and health regeneration every time you shoot an enemy or shoot a target with a shotgun. So I mean, there's different ways you can build your class, your builds, and your character, whatever. But like I said, you don't have to play certain classes in a certain way. You can play it however you want, as well as the weapons. So question number 6 is, what is there to do after you've completed the story? So after you've completed the story, you will have a ton of side missions to do. Now, if you've already done all your side missions before you did your main mission, or you finished your main missions, then you have different things like faction quests or faction missions, and faction missions are daily missions that you can do. And another thing is, you can still technically go for or push your gear score, because pushing your gear score is something to do. It's not, gear score doesn't necessarily benefit you in any way other than having a nice number to look at, but you can always go for something like that. You can always push for that. If you haven't maxed out all your classes, you can max out your classes by doing those challenges. you have a bunch of different quests, not necessarily quests, but like collectibles you can go and get, like attachments, different weapon blueprints. You have actual like collectibles and stuff that can give you different things. You can also reach for level 30 in your XP level if you haven't reached that yet. There are a ton of different things you can explore if you haven't explored all of that. Like I've completed the story and I haven't even gotten like half of the map, more than half the map completed yet. Like there's literally a lot of different things you can do in the game. You can explore, you can do side quests, you can even go and help another random player do their missions if they need help, or even do PvP, which is a 4v4 called Ghost Wars. Question number 7: if I play with a high level player, can they power level me? No, you cannot get power leveled. You can get help though. The reason why you can't get power leveled is because there's no real way of getting power leveled. Because the enemies are scaled the same throughout the whole way. You're going to be getting the same amount of XP per enemy and per mission as if you were from level 1 to level 29 to getting to level 30. The XP stays the same regardless of on enemy kills and missions. So, I mean, yes, I guess you could, in a sense, you could get power leveled if you had someone who is experienced and knows how to do a certain fight. Having a high level character doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be able to power level you. Having someone who knows how to take down a behemoth in a minute or less is going to be the type of person that can technically power level you, because that's 2000 or 2500 XP per behemoth kill every minute, right? So you can be literally like a level 8 or level 80 gear score or something and be able to still take down a behemoth within a minute to 2 minutes versus being 250 gear score and taking a behemoth down in like 3 to 5 minutes. So no, you can't. It doesn't matter if you're a high level to power level someone. Yes, you can be power leveled from an experienced player. You can't be power leveled just based off of gear score alone, though. Question number 8: is there a trading system in this game? So yes, there is a trading system in this game. The trading system, though, only works in the bivouac. So the campsites, those campfires that you end up seeing at random areas, you can trade when you go into there. You just click on someone's name. Now, the only items you can trade, though, are going to be resources. So consumables, I believe resources, I think. But I know for a fact consumables like your syringes and just different rations and whatnot, you can trade those. But you cannot trade weapons, you cannot trade gear. All that is stuck with you. But what's nice is you can go to different areas and just open a chest. I mean, not that that really helps, but everyone gets the same item from every chest. You won't get the same items from kills though. Like you'll randomly get items from different enemy kills. But trading in this game is not a thing when it comes to gear. It only applies to consumables and rations. Question number 9. How is Ghost War or PvP? So Ghost War in this game, I think it's alright. I don't think it's the greatest thing in the game. Obviously, it's not something that I really care for too much. But when I did play Ghost Wars for a bit, it's not bad. It is not something you want to just. It's not like Call of Duty where you just run out and run and gun everything. You really do want to work as a team because it is elimination. There's no other game modes. It's only elimination. There's no domination. There's no capture the flag. There's no team deathmatch or free for all or any of that stuff. Elimination. You get killed, you're done. You can get revived from your allies, but you cannot. Once you're dead, you can't respawn. Um, so yeah, there's that. The thing with Ghost War though is, like I said, I'm pretty sure I had already said this, is it's normalized. All your stats are neutral with everyone else's. It doesn't matter what your gear score is. It doesn't matter any of that. I don't think the bonuses on your weapons are applied in Ghost Wars. I do know that all the perks are applied, but they are normalized. So some of the perks may be dumbed down. For example, the cool-blooded talent, instead of you gaining a increase in health regen by 100% and health delay by negative 30% or minus 30% health delay, instead it'll give you 1 health point regen per second, and it's not percentage or anything. It's just per second. So there's differences in your perks when it comes to Ghost Sword. Ghost Sword doesn't. Yeah, Ghost Sword itself normalizes everything. If you've played Division 2, you kind of get that understanding of what normalized is. I don't know if Ghost War was, or I'm pretty sure Ghost War was in Wildlands, but I've never played it, so I don't know how it is. But from what I've heard is Ghost Wars on Wildlands is way better there than it is on here. So you never know. In the future, they may end up adding, more than likely, add better features to Ghost War. But right now, I think Ghost War is it's pretty cool. Very tactical, very team oriented. Not something where you can just go in and do by yourself. The last and final question, which is number 10, is this game worth playing? So this is literally the most asked question that I've seen. Is it worth playing? Is this game fun? Would you recommend purchasing this? For me, I don't necessarily like giving my opinion on this because everyone has their own preferences on video games. Some people really love Call of Duty. Some people really love Fortnite. Some people just love games that I personally don't enjoy. For me, I really enjoy playing Breakpoint. I think it's a great game. Despite all the little bug issues that happen, but you know, I prefer this game as one of my main games at the moment. It's definitely a fun game to play. It's a great game to play as a time killer as well. If you're just looking for something to play just to go around shooting stuff, or if you just want to play casually, you can play casually. Play on arcade mode or not regular difficulty, and have all your HUDs on, have everything on. You can play just to kill stuff, right? If you want to play more tactical, if you want to play more strategic, you can play it on the hardest difficulty with extreme and play with no HUD, making the game a lot harder for you and making you play more carefully while looking over. A lot of people had even said that this game kind of reminds them a little bit like Splinter Cell in a sense. I haven't really played a lot of Splinter Cell. I played it back on like PlayStation 2 a long time ago. But yeah, I don't know. I think this game is great in its own way. You can play it literally in any way you want. You can play run and gun, you can play super stealthy, you can play solo, you can play with a friend. Although you cannot play offline, which is unfortunate, you can play by yourself still. Another thing that I want to mention is, just because someone had told you that this game is terrible, it doesn't mean it's a terrible game. Just because someone tells you this game is the best game in the world doesn't mean it's the best game in the world. For example, The Last of Us. The story, for me, The Last of Us story was amazing. But I know there's people out there that don't like The Last of Us story, that thought The Last of Us story was terrible, or not terrible, but boring. For me, games like Red Dead Redemption 2, Red Dead Redemption 1, I didn't enjoy it that much. I tried it, I couldn't get into it. I'm not a fan of cowboy games. It's just not for me. I'm not going to say it's a bad game though, because obviously the ratings on it was great. The world in Red Dead Redemption 2 is phenomenal. It's amazing. It's massive, and everything was just great. It's just I didn't care for the story. I didn't care for the characters. I just didn't develop well with the characters, I guess. But I know there's a ton of people who love Red Dead Redemption 2. So it comes down to your own preference on whether you think you would like this game or not. Now, what I would recommend doing is going to a Redbox or using your Uplay account if you have a Uplay account. Using anything where you can either get the game for free, play a demo, play it from a friend if you game share. Just try it out first before you actually purchase it if you are on the fence about the game. I don't want you to purchase the game and then end up regretting it, because that's the worst thing to do, right? Like for myself, if I were to purchase a game and like you'll know if I don't like the game. If I purchase it and then I don't play it, that means I just don't like the game. I like with Remnant. I wasn't really a. I thought I was gonna be a pretty big fan of Remnant because I watched gameplay, thought it was cool, um, and then I ended up getting it and just really didn't play it much because I just didn't care for it. I didn't really like it. Um, but I know I have friends who put several hundreds of hours into Remnant already. Like, I don't know. It's just for me, it sucked. It felt like a waste of money, and I don't want other people. I don't want you guys to feel like you're wasting money. I want you guys to form your own opinion by renting the game out. Spend like $1 on. I think it's $1 on Redbox or whatever to rent the game out for a day or something like that. Or like I said, you can game share with a friend or family member, whoever. You can always just. I'm pretty sure there are different areas, different places where you can rent the game out. Like I don't know if GameStop or Best Buy does rentals, but if they do, then do that. Don't just go based off of gameplay. Don't just go based off of people's YouTube videos and whatnot. That is the worst way to go about wanting to purchase a game. Reviews is a good start, but it's not the best way to go. But anyways, that's pretty much the top 10 questions that has been asked about this game. If you have any questions or concerns with this game or anything, let me know down in the comment section and I will try my best to answer them to the best of my ability. Hopefully this video helps you guys out on whether you think this game is worth getting or not, and if you are interested in it, like I said, just rent it and try it out. If you love the game, fucking purchase it. If you really hated the game, like despite all the reviews and all that, and you still tried it, you really hated the game, then just don't bother purchasing it and just forget about it. Like it's super simple, right? Just be like, well, I tried it, didn't like it, I'm not gonna fucking play this anymore. That's all you gotta do. But yeah, that's pretty much it with this video. Like I said, if this helped you guys out, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys again. This is all day to day one on the PS4. Have a good day, good night, and peace.